Unredacted After Dawn, Episode 5. You Do It Anyway. My name is M, and by now, you don't need motivation. You need to decide if you're actually going to live by the standard you claim. There's a moment, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, when everything in you says stop. Your body is tired, your mind is loud, your emotions are pulling you in every direction. And in that moment, you start negotiating. You tell yourself, just this once, I'll make it up later. I've done enough. That's where people break. Not in chaos, not in crisis, in negotiation. Because the truth is, you already know what needs to be done. You've been trained, you've heard it, you've said it. But knowing isn't the standard. Doing is. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because your failure doesn't just belong to you. It spreads. When you don't hold the line, someone else pays for it. When you cut corners, someone else inherits the consequence. When you lie to yourself, you force others to live inside that lie. That's the part no one wants to say out loud. Your lack of discipline becomes someone else's damage. You think it's just one missed rep, one skipped day, one lie, one shortcut. It's not. It's a pattern. And patterns become outcomes. You want to know why trust breaks? Because someone chose comfort over standard. You want to know why relationships collapse? Because someone chose emotion over discipline. You want to know why people lose respect? Because they said one thing and did another. That's failure. Not losing, breaking your word. Because the oath, the standard, whatever you want to call it, it was never about convenience. It was never about how you feel. It was never about being perfect. It was about this. You do it anyway. Anyway when you're tired. Anyway when you're angry. Anyway when you don't feel like it. Anyway when no one is watching. Anyway when it would be easier to quit. That's the difference. Anyone can perform when it's easy. Anyone can show up when they feel good. Anyone can commit when there's no pressure. But the ones who become something else, the ones who actually evolve, they operate under a different rule. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They ask, is it required? And if the answer is yes, it gets done. No discussion, no negotiation, no emotion. Execution. Because out there, in real life, there are consequences. You hesitate, someone gets hurt. You fall short, something breaks. You quit, something fails. And it doesn't care why. It doesn't care how tired you were. It doesn't care what you were going through. The outcome is the outcome. That's why this matters. Because discipline isn't about being hard. It's about being reliable under pressure. It's about being the person who doesn't break when breaking is an option. So the next time you're there, and you will be, that moment where everything in you says stop, I want you to understand something clearly. That voice, that hesitation, that weakness, that's the version of you that hasn't earned anything yet. And you have a choice. feed it or destroy it. Because the version of you that you're trying to become doesn't exist in comfort. It doesn't exist in excuses. It doesn't exist in almost. It exists on the other side of one decision. Do it anyway. No matter what it costs, no matter how it feels, no matter how many times you have to choose it. Because every time you do, you reinforce something. Not motivation, not hype, identity. And once that locks in, you don't need reminders anymore. You don't need discipline. You are it. This is Unredacted After Dawn.